My name is Tuesday Meadows. First thing I want to say is, hi y'all. I am from Kentucky. Come on now. I can see you sitting there. This is interactive. I'm live, you're live. Hi y'all. That's better. Okay. I got a couple things I would like to present to you this evening. One of them is this, gender. I'm an open transgender woman. What does that mean? I'm getting ready to explain to you. How many in this room, and I want you to, like I say, I want this to be interactive. I want you to stand up and say, woot woot. How many in this room were born men? Stand up and woot. Woot. Sit down. How many in this room were born women? Now, some of y'all stood up twice, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm about to tell you might change your mind about that. Me. It's me. In the middle. I was born a baby. I was not born a man. I was not born a woman. I was born a baby. Does that make sense to you? When I was born, the doctor looked at me. He looked between my legs, and he saw a wiener. And he says, you are a male. He was wrong. I am not male. You go through this world, once you get identified wrong by the doctor, you fight that your whole life. It causes you fear. It causes you all kinds of failures. It causes you self-loathing. And that doctor, that little thing that he did, assigned me male at birth, set me up for this whole lifetime of problems. There I am, 3 years old. About the time I was 3 to 5, I started realizing there was something wrong. By the time 5 for sure, but I had known for a while. And what that something wrong was, I knew that I was different on the inside than I was on the outside. There was a group of girls playing next door, and I went over to play with them. And I said, can I play with you all? They said, no, you're not a girl. And I drummed up the courage to say, but I can pretend like I'm a girl. And they said, no, you cannot play with us. And I walked away and I said, I don't think I said damn when I was 5 years old, but I might have. But I walked away and I said, I cannot believe that came out of my mouth. But it's what I believed. And so I pushed it down just a little further, pushed that difference between the way my outward appearance and what my inward feeling was. Here I am at 8. That's my little sister. At 8 years old, seemed like that was the beginning of when my dad, my brothers would say, you're too sensitive, you cry too much, you show your feelings too much. It was bullying, what it was, and it made you push your gender, made me push my true gender down even further, and made me hide it even better, and I got better and better at hiding it. My friends, they were, you was very scared to show them any kind of feminine traits. If you did, you would certainly end up on the wrong side of a fist. It's all society that put pressure on you to conform to the way you looked. And it really didn't have to be. If we had a society that was open, where you could choose your own gender. I said it, choose. I know that's a bad word in our community sometimes, choose. Because we say we didn't choose to be gay, we didn't choose to be transgender. But I'm saying, if you could choose, what would it hurt? I'm going to go on and we'll talk about this just a little bit more. Here I am as a teenager, and as you can see, drinking age was 12 years old back then. And we drank quite a bit. I had gone through puberty, and at this time, you're sitting there saying, wow, am I gay? And you're sitting there thinking that you might be. And so I experimented with it and soon found that I really didn't like guys, and I thought kind of I'd have to like guys to be gay. And so I realized that I wasn't. So I was wondering, what is this? What is this inside me? What's going on? I experimented a little bit going out, but it was very scary. You know, like Halloween, I would go out dressed up in girls' clothes, but it was a scary prospect. But here I am at 19, and around this age, I started talking to my mom, and I told my mom, I said, something inside, you know, I like women's clothes, I like women's things, but I don't know what it is. And back then, we had never heard of transgender. You know, you heard of a few things, you heard of a few people. About this time, Renee Richards was coming up and a few others, but it was so remote that it just didn't seem like it would fit your real life. And so I was still pretty well perplexed about what was going on. I didn't like guys. I wanted to be a girl. It just didn't jive. It didn't add up. And then I met a girl. Prettiest, smartest, kindest person I ever met. She, very open-minded. After we had been dating for a year, I told her that I liked to wear women's clothes. And I told her that inside there was something going on with me. I didn't know what it was. And like I said, I tried to put it the best I could. I said I like to express my feminine side. And like I say, she was very open-minded. She fell in love with me, and I fell in love with her. And soon after, we were married. And we were best friends. Loved hanging out with each other. Did everything together. Soon, we had a little baby. And it was along about this time, just when our daughter was just a couple years old, that it hit me. I said, wow, this is really different. This is not just wearing women's clothes. This is not just expressing my feminine self. This is something deeper, something stronger, something really different that I don't know exactly what it is. And what I was experiencing was gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria is when your outward gender doesn't match your inward gender. So as long about this time, I always said I never really tried to kill myself, but I really did. I did try to kill myself. And the way I tried to kill myself was through very, very risky behavior. And when you do risky behavior, not only are you going to kill yourself, but you're probably going to take people with you, some innocent people, which is really a terrible thing. And I got up the courage to tell my wife, I said, I want to be a woman. And we separated twice, even though, like I say, we were best friends. We fought through it. She called me up both times and said, I love you, I want to get back together. I'm going to deal with it. And so we did get back together. The second time we got back together and stayed together for the next 30 years. And we were best friends, and we did everything together. We took every vacation together. If we went to sporting events, we went together. If we did, if she wanted to go see a movie, we always went together. She didn't go with other people. I didn't go with other people. So we just really hung around with each other for the next 30 years. We had just a great relationship. But I didn't transition. And the reason I didn't transition was I was just scared. I was scared to death. I was scared that I would lose my job, which I was told I would have. It's funny, sometimes people say that I'm courageous by being myself, but I think I'm the biggest chicken there ever was because I didn't come out. I didn't transition earlier because I was just fearful. I was scared. So I worked retail. I was a retail manager. And in the retail business, I don't know if you know much about it, but it's very time consuming. You work a lot of hours. And since I was told that, since I felt like I couldn't transition, I went ahead and I went through these next 30 years presenting as male. This was a dress-up day, and I was dressed up as a cowboy. I was never a cowboy. I was never a male, really. Here I am when we retired. And you can see I'm happy. Woohoo! I'm out of it. And the next thing I did, I transitioned. And for the next 2.5 years, me and my wife were still best friends. Same thing. Best friends, hung out together, did everything together, traveled together. And she contracted cancer, and she died last month after 39 years. And she was my support system and my best friend. And now I am by myself. I have my 2 granddaughters for my support, and that's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I'm going to help my granddaughters, and I'm already teaching my 6-year-old about gender identity. So it's our community. We have 41% suicide rate in our community, 41% attempted suicide rate. And that's extremely high. The general population is about 1.5%. And the reason is society. It's not that we're mentally ill, it's that society pressure on us. And where does this pressure come from? It comes from religion and politics, as always. And that's pretty standard operation procedure for societal pressure. So far this year, there's been 25 transgender women murdered, most of those transgender women of color. And the reason they've been murdered is hypermasculinity. The one that was murdered just 2 weeks ago, the person that murdered her said that he murdered her because she embarrassed him. So there I am. That's me. I call that my defiant look. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. I'm going to be defiant, I'm going to be fearless, and I'm going to live my life openly. And like I said, let's think about how we could maybe express our gender differently. Let's not assign children gender at birth. Let's let people choose their own. My generation and your generation is screwed. We can't do anything about it. Do it for your children. Thank you.